If you don't know, Ateez are an 8 member boy group that debuted under KQ Entertainment in 2018. They just released a full album called The World EP.Fin Will. Titles are always a little difficult on some of these releases, but they gave us 12 songs, and the title track is called Crazy Form. I'm feeling this one. I like this. It has Ateez's kind of signature sound and flavor. A lot of switch ups here, but they work. They're seamless. And I really enjoy the tempo changes. They do that pretty well. There's a lot happening in this song, but it seems like they turned it down a notch from Bouncy. Loved Bouncy, love Crazy Farm. And this feels like kind of the perfect successor to Bouncy. I think this was a very smart choice coming off of Bouncy. There's a lot of pressure. That is one of the best K pop songs of 2023. How are they going to follow that? And you can't do a carbon copy of it, but you also would be taking a giant risk to do a very slow, emotional, like fan song. They came out aggressive. They came out with their flair and flavor, but there's a little bit of a different tone here that I think really, really works. This song is still very hard. It goes hard. But I think this one's a little more restrained. There's some restraint, some tension. I love it. I love the build to the chorus between Woo Young and Yeonho. And then, of course, you have Jungho coming in and killing it. Talk about vocalists in K-pop. ATEEZ has a lot of weapons. They have a lot going for them. There's a lot of skilled players on this team. But this dude is insane. He's sick. He hits these high belting notes like they're nothing, and he holds them out so long. He's like almost like a great rock singer. You know, he can do that yell belt kind of rock tone so well. Um, Very cool bridge. The bridge, it evokes like some swag and some danger before kind of this high energy chanting comes in, and that builds to the high energy ending. I love this song. I really, really, really like it. I thought the lyrics were clever. Like the chorus has something 9024 that references the drums and like the beat and the timing. So it's the drums, and they're telling you like out the gate that this is 90 beats per minute, 2/4 4 notes. Really cool. Really cool. And then they repeat, that's crazy. Now that's some crazy form. This is some crazy form. It's cheeky, it's smart, it's fun. I like this song. I really, really, really like this. When I started doing this, when I started my last show, I started in 2020. And I really liked ATEEZ. I loved ATEEZ. And you all know I'm a massive stay. I'm also an A and I remember thinking, one of these groups is poised to be the next big thing. And then I've got to be honest, ATEEZ for me, like there were a few releases that didn't work as well. I really liked a lot of their stuff, 2020, 2021. But then there was some stuff that maybe didn't resonate with me. This year with Bouncy and now Crazy Form, I love this. I mean, yes, 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 yes. I love this. They got me back. Like this is great, great stuff. I think it's working really well. They're playing to their strengths. Perfect. I want to talk about the music video. Okay. First of all, their leader, I call him HJ. HJ, I like when he starts things off. He's got that strut and tells everybody, get up, get up. Like I always talk about the start of the song, sets the tone, come in strong, come in hot. I love this. I love this. We know from the second that beat drops and he tells us to get up, this is a hype song. Get ready. Perfect. There's this army surrounding him, large, large scale, right? This is a big, big production. And in that way, it's kind of reminiscent of Super from 17 and La 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 from Stray Kids. It has this feel of like big, epic, powerful, not mad at it, pretty badass. I love, love, love the scene when Jungho is the kind of undercover, a little bit sexy from him. I like this black suit. Okay, I see what you're working with. And he's like, dealing with these like high, powerful men, and he pulls a gun on them. That sounds awful to be saying that, but it was badass. I was like, "Oh, okay." And that actually, like all of that undercover stuff and this kind of thing, it reminded me of Gambler from Monsta X, which is one of my favorite music videos from them. Talk about attractive. If you like attractive boy groups, go watch Gambler from Monsta X. That's all I'm gonna say. If you're not familiar with Monsta X, just go watch that music video. But let me get back to Ateez because there's a lot more going on in this music video than stuff that reminds me of other music videos. Um, it's defiant. This whole thing. They're defying authority, and there's a part where HJ is like standing on top of a car dancing while all the authorities have guns drawn on him. There's this joyful defiance in this music video that is wild and scary and badass and everything in one. And it really, really works. And it works with the tone of the song. They're leading this resistance and defying authority. Their storyline is in play here, which I love. I talk about storylines in K-pop a lot. A lot of groups have fallen away from that. As things have kind of evolved the past few years, a lot of the storyline heavy lore isn't seen as much. But Ateez has a really complicated one, and it's very cool. And I would say if you're into them, it's worth going back and exploring it because their storyline's fantastic. Besides the scary pirate ship, I don't know why, but that like ghost pirate ship thing scares the crap out of me. And they love to put it in all their music videos because it's part of their story. I get it. But they have a cool storyline. They've got these like alter egos, hollow Ateez. It's very, very cool. And the storyline is in play here. Like emotion has been kind of erased from this world. It's a cold, sterile world where you're not allowed to express yourself. And they're leading a resistance and defying authority, liberating a world where self expression has become criminal. The ending sequence, that ending dance sequence, when the music is really moving and powerful now and huge, that sequence reminds me of Wonderland. And I loved Wonderland. I will never forget the Mama Wonderland performance. No shade to anyone, but I distinctly remember being like, wait a minute, are these guys rookie of the year? Because that performance, like, completely blew me away. I was just shocked at that performance at Mama's that year. And I fell in love with them because of that song, because of that performance. I was like, who are these guys? I need to look them up and I need to get into them. This is really exciting. So in that way, this song feels like home to me. Maybe that's why it's resonating so strongly with me. But I can't wait to talk to Ateez about it because it really feels like coming home a bit, and I'm so happy about it. Let's talk about these looks. Let's talk about these looks. I think this group has never looked better. I think they're really, really attractive. I love every single look. There's some risky ones, there's some black hair playing it a little safe. They all look handsome and they all look very comfortable. I love the looks. I've got to shout out Yunho. He is killing it with that light blue hair. Oh my goodness. He looks phenomenal in this music video. He has so much swag. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'll talk biases here in a second. But I always thought like he's attractive, he's cool. He wasn't my bias or wrecker. And then I've been lucky enough to see Ateez live a few times. And in person, he's one of those ones that if you've never noticed him before, you're going to notice him on stage. Yeah. He's like a whole vibe. He's that quiet, confident guy that doesn't need to do anything because he knows he's got it. Yes, I'm here for that. Anyways, the choreography is what I've come to expect from Ateez. They're such talented dancers. They always bring it. They have their own flavor. They have their own flair. I love Woo Young's little twerk move. You all know if you've watched the music video, and definitely if you've watched the comeback stages, Woo Young does this little move that is like everything. And you can tell he's so happy doing it. He probably put that in the choreography himself. I would not be surprised. It looks very natural to him. And it works. And I think a lot of it works. I really like the rhythmic yeah, 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 yeah part. Very cool. Very cool and very well done. This is memorable choreography. It's cool, but not too grounded. There's still an attack and some aggression there, which I love. This video plays to their strengths. I'm obsessed with this comeback. I was like really impressed. They're 2 for 2 now on really, really strong title track comebacks. So, how is the album? How is the rest of the album going to play out? I wasn't sure what to expect. We got a full album, 12 songs. I've got to tell you guys, this is one of my favorites that they've ever released. This is good, good. Really strong album. Really strong album. So I'm going to talk about my album picks. I will be giving you my rankings, but this is a strong album. There's not a lot to nitpick here. I think it's personal preference. But here were my album picks, the songs that stood out, the ones that I thought, I want to listen to that again. I love this song. We Know, Silverlight, Crescent Part 2, Dreamy Day, and It's You. We Know is an epic start to this project and to this album. It's inviting us into this world. It's setting the tone. So much desperation and determination in the lyrics. Those two things are a powerful combination. And this is intense. The stakes are high, and the listener's going to feel it. The chorus has this like bubbling restraint that really drives home the tension. And I love this song. I really like this song. I have to be honest, I was listening to it earlier this week while I was hiking, and I was starting a pretty intense climb, the most intense part of my hike. Oh, this song, I felt the energy like coursing through my body. I was like, "Dun, dun, dun," like, let's go. I was power walking up that mountain, ready to take on the world. This is a hype song, but again, it's that restraint, it's that bubbling tension. And that's kind of a hard vibe to create musically. I think it's a lot easier to create a song that's just bang, bang, hype. When you have this feeling of so much tension and so much passion and stuff bubbling inside, but you're not quite letting it out. Ooh, I love that. Ooh, I love that. I love when you can feel what's bubbling underneath and about to blow. Great song, great start to the album. Immediately drew me in, and I thought, okay, this album has some teeth. There's some stuff going on here. My next pick is Silverlight. Woo Young's phrasing on that first line, anything but standard. It's really well done. I love when when the phrasing is different than a cookie cutter melody. It's so pleasing. And Woo Young's first line here, great phrasing. Great phrasing. The song is kind of about that silver light of hope. It's an after battle song, and you're feeling the pain, you're kind of assessing the damage, the bruises, but letting yourself exhale and be happy and looking up in the sky and seeing, in this case, the silver light, the silver lining. It's the end of the bad part's over. Now it's kind of the exhale and the acceptance of what you went through and what's happened. Like there's some intensity here too. This is the intensity of people who have seen some stuff. And then it's set to this like 80s synth background. It's really cool. It's very cinematic. And I just loved the phrasing, the singing, and the overall feel of Silverlight. Let's talk about Crescent Part 2. This is an instrumental, and it's weird. On some of these albums, I'm becoming a real sucker for the instrumentals because I think good music doesn't need lyrics or language to convey what it's saying. And what I mean by that, a lot of times K-pop fans, you might have people say, well, but you don't understand Korean. How do you understand what they're saying? Why would you like that? Like, for a lot of people, it's hard to get past the language barrier. And for some of us, it's like, well, number one, it doesn't matter. But for me, it's always like, I don't need to know the words to know what they're saying. No matter what language a song is in, if it's done well, you know what it's saying because the music and the feel tell a story. So instrumentals obviously do that. There's no language and you feel it. You feel what's happening. You feel what's going on in the song. I love that. And when it's done well, I think those are some of the most powerful songs, right? So Crescent Part 2, this is like the end of the first part of the album. The first part of the album is so intense. And then they put this in, and I think it really serves as a palate cleanser. Lower your heart rate, exhale, the fight is over. Like the battle's over. This reminds me of what the Rose tried to do with Duel. You know, they had two separate sides. I think this song is a little bit more successful in really differentiating the theme and the sides of this album. And this wasn't like a double album. They didn't express this is the middle, now this part's different. But I really feel like this is a clear cut and reset of this, the intense part's over. Now let's exhale and see what musically comes out of that and what side Ateez are on after this kind of epic battle. There really are two parts of this album, and Ateez really separated it for us to transition into a lighter feel in the second half with Crescent Part 2. So I just appreciated the palate cleanser, and I thought it was just a beautiful exhale and a really important moment in this album sequence. Let's talk about Dreamy Day. So now we're on the other side and we hear Dreamy Day. And this is like the joyful aftermath after 6 months or something, you know, where Silverlight felt like an hour after the battle's over, kind of exhaling and going, oh my goodness, and assessing the damage and having some hope. Dreamy Day, you're like 6 months out. Nothing hurts anymore and you're just like fondly moving forward in your life. That's how this feels to me. It's lighter, it's happier, and it's about sharing moments with loved ones and capturing that moment in your heart. I really like the feel of this one. I love it. It has that happy, a little bit nostalgic, just that feeling of being so happy and present and in the moment because you understand that moments pass and trying to take that mental picture and just hold it there forever because like you know it's not going to last forever, right? It's that thing, and I'm sure we've all done this before. I know I do, where I'll look around the room sometimes and kind of take myself out of what's going on and just take a mental picture and think about how grateful I am to be in this moment and really remind myself to be present in the moment. That's kind of what this song, to me, that's what this song is about, and that's how it feels. And I love that. I love the feel of this. I think it's a beautiful song. It's really, really nice. Let's get to the subunit songs because the subunit song that stood out for me the most, one of my favorite songs on this album is a subunit song from Yusung, San, and Wooyoung called It's You. Okay, Ateez, what is this? What are we doing? We're getting sexy and sultry and seductive. I mean, this isn't what I would naturally associate with Ateez. When you bring up them, I think um, wild, aggressive, different, exciting. Those are kind of adjectives I would say go with Ateez in my mind. Now they come through with this sexy R&B song out of nowhere, like they've been doing it for years, and this is who they are. I was floored with this one. This one for me came out of left field, and it's such a welcome. I was just like, what? And we know, let's get real. These are good looking guys. Let's get real. Like, I'm not saying that they're not a sexy boy group. They definitely are. But sonically, they haven't, to me, established this as part of their repertoire. Now they have. All three members have some really nice vocal moments here too, which I like. They get a chance to stand out and they get a chance to shine in ways that maybe they don't in traditional Ateez songs. And I love it. I think that's what subunit songs are for. I'm always happy to see subunit songs, especially on groups that have been around for a while, because they get more of a chance to show who they really are and kind of what they vibe with and what they want to do. And it's a chance to showcase their talent a little more. The amazing thing about K-pop is that everyone gets a line. It's not just two people singing the whole song. Every single person gets to participate in every single K-pop song, which I think makes it stand out. It makes it really different from our boy groups and girl groups here. It's great. It's great. But because of that, let's say you're a group that has 13 guys, you're going to get one or two quick lines. So these subunit songs give the group members an opportunity to sing a little bit more, to rap a little bit more, to show off a little bit more. And it's you. All three of them sound fantastic. I love this chorus and the end of the chorus where it goes up with like, yeah, it's you. Ooh, ooh. So good. It's so good. This is phenomenal. This is one of my favorite songs. I love this. I'm obsessed with it. And it just shows, yeah, we can do this too. We're these guys and we're these guys and we're these guys. We're also these guys. And by the way, I immediately started thinking, I want to see this one done live. I want to see these three do this one live because I think we'd get quite a show. But It's You is fantastic. And then I also want to shout out the last song, Fin Will. It's the ending track, and you have some spoken word from the character's point of view asking, what does emotion mean to you? This track builds and builds and builds, and it feels so powerful and epic. It's not just like a throwaway under. It's beautiful and symbolic of Ateez's journey and what like kind of the journey they just took us on. You know, this really is a tight, well-produced, finished album from start to finish. I don't know how they did it. You have this battle, this epic storyline, this really intense stuff happening. Then you've got a palate cleanser, kind of a happier group song. Then you've got these subunit songs. And I want to say too, all the subunit songs are great, not just It's You. The other subunit songs are all really good. And then you've got this ender that's fantastic. They managed to put it all in one album where it's cohesive and it works. I love this comeback. I'm excited about this comeback. And like I said, I haven't been like super amped about a few of the projects that Ateez released. So this year it's been really great to get back into it and remember why I love this group and why they're exciting. This album is good. So if you're not an A but you're a casual fan, or maybe you're not a fan at all, listen to the album. This album is phenomenal. This is a really good album. Ateez are disruptors. They're inspiring, and I'm so proud of them. They work their asses off. These guys work. And I know everyone in K-pop does, but I mean, they toured the same tour here in North America twice last year. They never, ever stop. And I think I maybe get really excited about this and to see their success and to see them continue to put out good projects and their fan base getting bigger and bigger because they are from a smaller company. They're from a smaller company with more limited resources. So their label has had to get creative to compete with the big four. They're not part of the big four. The big four, of course, is YG, SM, HYBE, and JYP. They're on KQ Entertainment, and they've been the only group on KQ for a long time. Now we have Zykers, who I lovingly refer to as their little brothers. But this is a smaller label that's had to work really with these artists from the ground up on a limited budget. And I think they've made some great decisions the past year, and they're hopefully reaping the benefits, and they're going to start to reap the benefits more. But they're disruptors. They're going about the game in a different way than a lot of the other K-pop labels, and they're finding success. So to their team, to everyone working with Ateez and working with KQ Entertainment, congratulations. You're killing it. You're doing an awesome job. And whatever the strategy was, whatever partnerships and deals and things that you've done behind the scenes, it's working. Most importantly, the songs, the songwriters, the producers, everything that's creatively going into this, job well done. Really well done. And word on the street, I don't want to jinx it, but word on the street is this album's going to perform very, very well on the Billboard 200 this week. So I don't want to jinx it at all, but this should be their best debut on the Billboard 200. This may be, it might get there. Fingers crossed. We might get there. Really, really rooting for these guys. They deserve it. They've been working their asses off for a long time. Congratulations. Massive congratulations, Ateez. I'm so proud of you. I love you. I cannot wait to see this on tour. This album is insane. Don't count Ateez out. Don't count Ateez out. I know that the big four are putting so much money behind their artists, and we have some amazing boy groups right now. To me, there is no question who the kings of K-pop are and will be moving forward the next few years. But don't count Ateez out. Ateez are they're the ones that nobody kind of sees coming, and they're not only still here, they've been building and building and building the past couple years. They've got a large, active, passionate fan base. Yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch what they do in 2024. I think this is a killer album and an amazing way to end 2023. Congratulations, Ateez. I want to talk about my biases. I think it's probably obvious. I have no poker face. When I'm giving reviews, I'm like, I loved this guy's, I like it when he did this and this and this. I always end up mentioning my bias. Sorry, I don't mean to play favorites. But sometimes it happens that way. My bias in this group, it's Wooyoung. I love Wooyoung. He's such a light. My wrecker, however, and he is coming in strong. He's like really knocking at that door. He's trying to get me to double bias. My wrecker is Yunho. I love him. Yunho is like, he's dangerous. He's a dangerous man and he's coming for me and I'm not upset about it. Yeah. And I love that we get those parts with him and Wooyoung going back and forth. Thank you. That was clearly for me and I'm so grateful. No, I love those guys. This group, they're interesting, they're different, and they're killing it. So show Ateez some love. It's time for my rankings from Ateez's latest album. They gave us 12 songs. I love this project. This is from least favorite to favorite, but honestly, this is like by a hair. I really, really liked all of the songs. I think it's a wonderful album. This is just upon first few listens what stood out most to me. Number 12, Ariba. Number 11, Subunit Song with Songhwa and HJ Mats. Number 10, Jungho's solo song, Everything Beautiful. Number 9 was Youth. That was Yeonho and Mingi's solo song. Number 8, Emergency. Number 7 was The Ender, Beautiful, Fin Will. Number 6, that nice palette cleanser instrumental in the middle of the album, Crescent Part 2. Number 5, Dreamy Day. My number 4 song is Silver Light. Number 3, the opener, We Know. My number 2 song from this album, It's You. Fantastic subunit song. And my number 1 song, it was the right choice. It's the single. It's powerful. It's cool. It's edgy. It's exciting. Crazy Form is my number 1 song from Ateez's latest album. I love, love, love this project. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations to the whole team. You guys are killing it right now. And this was an amazing way to end 2023. Looking forward to probably a new tour in 2024. I'll be there.